Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well, while learning truth. 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants, scattered abroad, the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere in your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be a World War III news update. You see, just going to be a video basically touching on the current news of things that you have going on. And things are heating up, you see. So we're going to get straight into this video that I got here from this guy. And we're just going to kind of allow a little of it to play. And then I'll grab a few precepts, Lord's willing, to be edifying. But with that being said, fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video, fair use.
Developing news coming out today, November the 5th, 2025. Is take a look at the latest headlines with me. We're going to be talking about nuclear weapons here. The U.S. has fired a Minuteman III doomsday missile after Trump called for restarting nuclear weapons tests. Here's another one. Photo shows test launch of U.S. Minuteman III nuclear missile. And let's take a look here on X. You can see some photos coming out of this. The flight test that took place last night over California. We're hearing that the United States has launched an ICBM nuclear-capable missile. Here's another photo of it. The U.S. Air Force has successfully test-launched an unmanned Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile, a.k.a. an ICBM, from Van...
Right. And we hear what it is the guy said just for the little bit of the video I did allow to play. And yeah, you got America that just ultimately tested their Minuteman III ICBM missile, which is capable of carrying a nuclear payload. And ultimately, they tested this right around the time of, you having Russia, which just tested ultimately about a week or two ago, their nuclear missile that they have, So like I said, we're seeing the tensions, just continuously rising. And that's ultimately because we're living in a time of war. Right, as it tells us right here, let me grab that. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right? And I'll start at verse 1, right? And it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, you see. So ultimately, everything that happens in the earth, it all takes place at an appointed time that the Heavenly Father allows for these things to take place in, right? And I'm going to go down straight to the point, which is at verse 8. It says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, you see. And this is exactly the time and season that we are in here in the earth, man. The Lord has the spirit of war in the mind of these leaders, man. That's why it's no coincidence that you have America, Russia, China, and various other different, nuclear powered states. They're all testing their missiles and getting them ready because, hey, we're fastly approaching that time. You see, when Yahweh Shai is going to allow these missiles to be used, man. You see, because that's basically why these missiles are here in the earth. They're not just here to be, sitting in silos, collecting dust, and ultimately, just sitting around all day for entertainment or nothing like that. No, these missiles are in the earth because, hey, they're going to be used, man. And we're fastly approaching that day. You see, as it tells us right here, let me grab this. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, right? Talking about the ancient battles. That's how they were fought. You see, with swords, shields, you see, in close quarter combats, right? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, right? That's talking about this third world's war. It's going to be fought with these nuclear weapons, man. You see, and that's why it's no coincidence that you got all of these nations in this time where things are heating up and they're constantly all testing missiles and trying to make sure that ultimately they're ready, man. And hey, Yahweh Shai is the one that's putting the spirit on these nations to do these things, man. Because what does it say in Proverbs 21:1? That the king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hands of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth to whithersoever he will. So everything that we see these nations doing is all being orchestrated and directed by Yahweh Shai. And that's because, guess what? The Lord is about to bring forward this third world's war, man, which we're already in the beginning stages of it, hey, but it's only going to continue to escalate, man, especially the tensions between Russia and America. You see, they're only going to continue to escalate as time progresses, man, ultimately leading up to this nuclear, Armageddon that's going to take place, So I'm going to get straight back into the video. We're going to listen to some more of it, right? And then we'll grab a few more scriptures, right? So bear with me.
Vandenberg Space Force Base on November 5th. Today, 2025, the routine test demonstrates the reliability and readiness of the United States nuclear deterrent and underscores the importance of maintaining a credible strategic capability to ensure global stability. Now, let me know your thoughts. Donald Trump, the United States, we're hearing they have given the go-ahead for nuclear testing, ICBMs, and Russia has responded. Let's take a look at this so you can see it for yourself. Coming out today, you can see Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Putin orders nuclear weapons test preparations after Trump threat in new escalation. We're hearing that Vladimir Putin has responded saying, okay, we are going to get our nuclear weapons ready as well. Expert issues a warning after Putin orders potential nuclear weapons tests. Again, you can see all of this unfolding today, November the 5th. And in addition to that, Putin ally floats sending Venezuela nuclear-capable missiles to deter the United States, as well as we're hearing that this is also potentially going to spread. And we had heard this threat before from Russia.
Right. And you hear what it is the guy just said. You got Russia that are now talking about sending in, nuclear-capable missiles to Venezuela. You see, that are, I guess, deployed in Venezuela that are, easy to, hit over here to the U.S. Right. And we are fastly approaching that time, man, where Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to judge displace America, man. You see, because that's the main reasons of these weapons being in this earth, for the Lord ultimately to use these weapons to bring forward his judgment. And majority of those missiles are going to befall upon this place, Babylon and Great America, man, as well as over there in the land of Israel where those Amalekites dwell. You see, those tiny tops. But hey, this is the day that's coming, man. As it tells us right here, let me grab Malachi chapter 4. Right. And I'm going to just read verse 1. And it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. That's talking about the day these missiles get used, man. Right. And all the proud, and all that do wickedly. That's talking about the 2/3 of Jake, these heathens, all of these people that are going to be over here in America when this nuclear war takes place. Right. Which will happen. It says shall be stubble. Right. People are going to be destroyed, man, annihilated. Right. Vaporized. It says, in the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. You see, and that's definitely the day that's coming, man. The day that's going to burn as an oven. You see, we're fastly approaching that. Like I said, that's why you're only going to continue to see these tensions between America and Russia continue to escalate. That's why you're only going to continue to see things get worse between them. You see, and you're going to hear more talks of these nuclear bombs, man. Because like I said, that's the purpose that they play in the earth, man, to bring forth the judgment that's going to come later on down the pipeline, especially upon this place, Babylon. Because as I was saying earlier, that this place, America, is going to receive the worst judgment from these missiles, man. You see, our forefather John the Revelator seen, let me grab that, Revelations chapter 19, right? Because this is what's coming to America, man, right? Revelations chapter 9, and I'm going to go down to I'll start at verse 16. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, which is 200 million, right? Which are going to be nuclear warheads that's coming to America, man, right? This is what's headed for this place, right? It says, and I heard the number of them, right? Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of yankthief and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and brimstone and smoke, right? And that's going to be done by the nuclear warheads that are inside the missile, because we know that the missile is just the delivery vehicle, but the warheads that are inside the missile, which are going to ultimately shoot out of the missile and drop down upon their targets, they're going to be the ones doing the damage, right? But ultimately, like I said, that's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua has these weapons in the earth, you see, for this time that's coming, man, right? As it tells us right here, this Isaiah 54. And I'm going to grab verse 16, right? It says, behold, I, right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, have created the smith, which is the scientist that blow up the coals in the fire, right? Being able to, split the atom and, bring all of these elements together to ultimately to build these weapons of mass destruction, right? It says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Whose work? The Lord's work, because these are his weapons. And I have created the waster to destroy, man. And that's exactly what these missiles are going to do soon come. They're going to do exactly what they were created to do, to destroy, to bring forward judgment, right? The Lord's judgment, which is coming soon upon this place, Babylon, man. right? And we know that other places are going to get hit as well. You see, when this third world war does go nuclear, which is going to happen sooner than what most people think, right? Because we are definitely in these times of, the Lord getting ready to, really crank things up into high gear, man. You see? But yeah, that's what's coming down the pipeline. So I'm actually end up grabbing this scripture as well. This is Revelation chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, the second woe was past, talking about World War II. It already passed. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's going to be this war that, as I read earlier in the book of Isaiah 9:5, that this war is going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire, man, with these missiles. You see? So like I said, that's why you're going to continue to see these tests happening with these nuclear weapons, and you're going to continue to see these nations make threats towards one another on using these bombs, man. Because, hey, the Lord is putting it in their spirit to get prepared for what's coming, man. Right? So I'm going to get back into the video. We're going to watch a little bit more of it. Right?
Threat before from Russian President Vladimir Putin, who had said the United States is going to be giving ICBMs, long-range missiles, and nuclear-capable missiles to Ukraine, to the enemies of Russia. Why can't Russia do the same and give nuclear weapons, nuclear-capable weapons, to various nations that are the enemies of the United States? So we are seeing that Vladimir Putin is responding to all of this, and we're hearing that the United States, they are testing nuclear weapons. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think that things are going to be escalating further from here into potential war? If you think so, put
All right. And we hear what it is the guy's saying. And yeah, we know that things are going to escalate, man, because, hey, all of these things are going according to prophecy. And we know that the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua will be done, which is, guess what? Bringing about this third world war and ultimately judging this place, Babylon the Great. So, yeah, it's definitely going to happen. So with that being said, Lord's willing, I pray this video be edifying to you brothers and you few sisters out there that may join it. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.